record on this computer. So hopefully everything will be working okay. But in case if not, and for those who missed the class, I'll put the recording on the YouTube as once again unlisted. So you will not be able to find it. You will be only able to reach it through our website. Okay. So my name is Natalia Novak. I've been teaching at BCC since 2005 as an adjunct. So that time I was an adjunct, and I think from 2007 as a full-time substitute, and then since 2009 as a like professor line. So quite some time at BCC, enjoying it. Really, really disappointed that we had to go online for the last like this is the second semester, and then we had some part of the spring semester. But I understand that this is all for our safety, that we would like to minimize. I myself don't want to get sick. I mean, I don't mind getting sick, but I would like to stay alive, right? So just because of that, I understand why we do have these restrictions. So let's just bear with it. And what I'm on my part trying to do is to make it as easy for you as it's possible to work on the class while you're at home. I understand that you cannot come in person anymore, right, to the tutoring office. So they do have the online tutoring hours. You could use the, what is it? It's Blackboard Collaborate Ultra, right? So they're using that software. Jessica, I have. Okay. And you can visit that. But, I do understand that it's quite different when you're sitting at the table, with your peers, when you're working in a group. So that's why I'm utilizing the ZyBooks, which is online interactive book. That's why I would like for us to be able to practice as much as we can in the classroom. And since keeping in mind that everybody learns different with different speed, that's why I'm asking you to go over the ZyBooks before our class meeting, right? Because one person can read it within 5 minutes and, it clicks. And, sometimes you have to reread it several times, right? Okay, Edwin is here. And, and then it clicks. So since we do learn differently, and I find ZyBooks to be very comprised, very, it's like, it's simply explained, but it doesn't miss anything on the other side, right? So I like this, quality of the ZyBook as a textbook. So that's why I'm using it. Now, to keep us in progress, to make sure that we are reading and working on our homeworks and so forth, right? We will be having the quizzes. So, you see the chat messages, Edwin, no worries. Okay, so you just joined us and use this link to our website. Okay, so that's why we'll be having the Kahoot quizzes. But everything is in the syllabus. So what I will do is I will go over it and give you the structure of our class as I planned it out. Now, if something doesn't work out, we are always able to adjust it. So, always feel free to send me messages, comment, send me emails, and, communicate with me, please. The only thing that I'm asking from you to make sure you don't do is do not set things aside, right? So if you are having an issue right now, if you, don't understand the topic, do not delay it. Because the problem is, we do practice a lot, but we still go pretty fast through the topics, right? So it's gonna pile up, and you don't want to do that. So stay on top of the things. If you have issues, go to my office hour. If you cannot do that, go to the tutoring lab, online lab, right? And ask questions during the practice, okay? Because it's all about that, to make sure that we understand the material and we can solve those problems. Okay, now, so the textbook we are using is the ZyBooks. I can open the new window to show you how does it look like. So I will type in ZyBooks, zybooks.com. If you've never been there before, you will have to create the account first, right? And if I move the windows, my windows of participant a little bit here. So you will have to create the account. The account is free. You will need your email address. It doesn't need to be a school address. This is the one that you use, right? And then you can sign in with it. Then you will be joining the class. So when you sign into the account, because I have the professor's account, I cannot, I don't have this, subscribe to the class. But what you will have is you will have this option, subscribe to the Zybook, right? So you will be able to enter the Zybook code. This is our code. This is the code for our textbook on the Zybook's website. If you go to our BCC online bookstore, then if you find our class, the book will be given for you with the ISBN number, everything will be there. So you kind of have only two options to subscribe, either through the BCC online bookstore. And if you, if the school pays for your textbooks, that's how you usually proceed. You do it through the BCC online bookstore. Let me check the messages. What? We do that right now. No, don't do it right now. You can do it later after the class. It will be
the books.
Sorry.
What if you haven't received your financial aid to buy the books?
Good question. Yes. You can subscribe still to the book. They give you, I think either they give you 2 weeks free access for it right now while you're waiting for your help. Yes. Because I do remember, because I do remember these issues. It's always that in the beginning of semester you don't have it. It comes a little bit later, right? So the Zybooks gives you the access to the book for free for the first 2 weeks. If you have any issues still, you email me or email to support right away and tell them that you still didn't get your financial aid for the books, and they will extend it for you. They're very nice about it.
Okay. Are you on a different screen? Because like in my screen it shows like the class meeting plan still.
Yeah. It's our book because it's our website, because I wanted to show you the code for the book if you were to use it on the Zybooks website.
Oh, so if you showed it, like I couldn't see it.
You do see the Zybooks now, right?
No. It's just like the screen is with like Math 5 first class meeting plan, like it's up there.
Okay, give it a few moments. It's probably the internet connection, maybe on one side, maybe on your side sometimes. So sometimes when the screen doesn't change, just give it a moment. And question to everybody else, do you see the Zybooks?
Yes, mine came up. It says
yes.
Yeah, so it's all those
now
issues
I do.
with the okay, yeah. I'll try to wait off on these moments when I switch from one thing to the other one to make sure that you can see the screen. Yeah.
It says class session. Is this D15?
D15, yeah. You're subscribing already, right? Yeah. So once again, if the school pays for your book, you can do it through the BCC online bookstore. And when you're subscribing for the book, you'll have to choose your section, because our section is D15 and I have another section, D01. So that's why I'm separating you two, because when I will be getting the scores, I want them to be separate. Okay, so I'm clicking on the textbook to show you the way it looks. So I'll wait a few moments, few seconds, I don't know, to make sure that your screen is updated. And I'll minimize now the window with the videos of myself and some of yours, so that you could see it and I can see it. So if I clicked on it.
It says click a session. Do we click a class?
Yeah, you should be
D15 or D01?
D15. Our section is D15. Okay, so you could see.
And I could pay for it just right.
Yes, right there. Now, you could see the table of the contents, right? This will be all the chapters that we will be covering. Now I see a lot of the items that I threw out from this textbook because it's a general elementary algebra and we are not covering all the topics from it. So our textbook had some of the topics. Now, on the right side, you will see something differently. So maybe it will be your assignments because since I'm managing the class, right? So I can manage the students. I see that I have 2 class sections there and so forth. Now, most likely what you will see is the assignments, right? The assignments. Okay, and these assignments are about the material to be read and the practice problems to be covered before our practice session. Now, our practice section will usually begin 1 hour later, so not at 9 a.m., but at 10 a.m. So this hour, it's up to you. Within this hour, you can study the material, just go over it, read it, and do the practice problems, and then join me back at 10, or you can do it the day before. It's any time you could do it, but it must be finished by 10 a.m., right? So for example, if you would subscribe to our section, this is the assignment you would see, that it's due February 3rd, so it will be the Wednesday meeting, right? And it is due 10 a.m. and that it's worth 19 points. I'll show you what is it about because it's all those practice problems that they have, which are very interactive and you are not penalized there, right? So you just need to go over them. And you're collecting points. So this, what does it do for me? It makes sure that you look through the material and you're ready to practice, right? Let me click on the first one, right? The equations. So for example, today I have planned for us to go over the first 2 sections, 1.1 and 1.2. By the next class meeting at 10 a.m., I will ask you to go over the section 1.3 on your own, right? But these 2 sections we will do today. And these points that you could see over here are coming from these things. I'll wait a little bit to make sure that everybody can see my updated screen.
Yeah, I'm gonna turn my camera off for a minute. I gotta use the bathroom really bad.
Everybody can see the screen. I see it. Mine's still frozen, Christopher. Yeah, it's I don't know, like even what to recommend, right? If it's still frozen. Try to find a better spot at your house or somewhere, right? I have, for example, like a couple of routers, in my apartment. One is working better than the other one. I'm getting a new cord probably this week. Yeah. Yes, so you do not wait until you get money or support from the school. You go, if you're getting the money from the school, then subscribe from the BCC bookstore. They give you 2 weeks free, 2 weeks if my memory doesn't fail me. So you will have access to the material. And, and then when you get your money, when you have, the funds for the book to be bought, then it will be bought. If you have any issues, you email to the support. You always have their contact information here. Or you email to me and I contact them. It's the same thing, right? So I always contact them and they extend it to you and they make sure that all the sections are open for you. So yes, do not wait. I'll send an email to everybody. Do not wait, subscribe to the Zybook. It will give you, it will allow you to use it for 2 weeks for free. Yes, first create the account, then subscribe. Yes. I'll keep the chat messages here near me. My screen is so small, I cannot have everything. Yeah, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, I'm creating a new account, right?
Yes, create a new account and then you will subscribe. So if you never had an account with Zybooks, you'll create a new one. But if you had an account with Zybooks, you just log in and then you subscribe to the book. Okay. Okay, look at this one. This participation activity I completed. And what I did is I simply ran the videos, right? It shows me some of the things, it shows them how the things are changing here. It's not interactive in terms that you cannot change anything here, but it's like me writing on the board, right? And showing you some things and giving you explanations. So as soon as you see this orange one with the check mark, it means that participation activity is completed. But this one, for example, you see the next one, it's not completed, right? So it's not yet orange. It doesn't have the check mark yet. So as soon as I will be done with that, it will be completed. And take a look at it. It's not a lot of the things that we will be going over. It's just this. This is it. That's the end, right? Okay, let me check the chat messages. What's the code of the book? So the code of the book, grab it from our website. You know, I just don't want to switch the screen for now because there are some issues with the connections. But you know what I will do? I cannot switch here. So go to our website. Go to etna.info/math5d15 and grab the book code there. It's highlighted in orange. Highlighted in orange. You will see that code there. Okay. Oh, by the way, I could do it here. The timeout warning, I'm fine with it. Let me do it here. So I'll go back to the book and I'll go to the instructions here. So this is the code. This is the code for these iBooks to subscribe. But, you know, don't waste your time on it for now, because we will go ahead and we'll cover the rest of the syllabus, how the class activities will go on. So we will not be concentrating on subscribing to it right away. Okay. So we will come back to these topics because I need to cover 2 sections today for us. Meanwhile, I'll go back to our website and I will open the syllabus for us. Okay, the syllabus. The syllabus is over here. Now, once again, I'll wait a little bit to make sure that everybody has their screen updated.
The code.
Yeah, let's wait. Just wait.
CUNY Math 5 Novak Spring 2021. CUNY.
Okay, everybody can see the new screen. We are back to the elementary algebra Math 05, our webpage. Everybody's good? Okay, so I'm clicking here. This is our syllabus. It has all the information that I have over here, but it's written as a PDF file. So you can download it and you can print it out, or you can just use our website. The only difference it has with this page is that it has the table of contents, okay? So I'll open it up. I'll minimize the left side. Let me minimize it. Yes. So the syllabus has a list of topics that we are going to cover. It does have the prerequisites, but you know what? Most likely, if you're placed in this class, now they're checking it correctly, so you are good. I'm not sure that, you know, it's like, I'm not sure if you are still placed in Math for 1, you know, unless it's like there is a really deep need for some review. Okay. Now, the syllabus is good because it shows us approximate tests when we will have them. So after we've finished the first 2 chapters, we'll have our first test. And then the rest of the tests you see over here. Since we have 4 tests, we won't have midterm exam, right? So by the time of the midterm exam, we'll have 2 tests. So when I will be submitting the midterm grade, it will be based on the 2 tests. The average of the 2 tests will be used for the midterm grade, as well, you know, as well as the homeworks and the participation and the quizzes, everything. Now, there are also some words about the accommodations for everybody, the academic integrity, and recording of remote classes. Once again, I am recording them, and I am not sure if the video is ran for, we will be able to see if my video stays there, right? But I'm not sure if your video will be deleted or it will be there. So if you don't want anybody else to see yourself while watching a YouTube video, you are absolutely free to turn off the video. And once again, I'm not requiring you to turn on the video during our class meetings. I will only ask for it to be during the tests and the final exam if we have it online, right? We don't know yet about the final exams. Maybe they will be in person, maybe they will be online. Okay, now, so my name and my 2 emails. Now, 2 emails because I do have the BCC email, but I do check the Gmail more often, right? Now, you might be seeing 2 different Gmails from me. So the one that I'm asking you to send me messages is netnet20 because it is, and I'm going to join the Zoom call through my phone. Okay, yes, try it, Christopher, try it. Yeah. Right, sometimes the phone, it's a smaller resolution, so sometimes it works better than the laptop when the connection is poor. Okay. NetNet20 is the official email for communicating with students. You might see my other email. The thing with it is that recently my mailbox is becoming really crowded, so I might miss an email there, right? But if you send it here to NetNet20, then I won't miss it because it's not that, with so many subscriptions that I'm trying to unsubscribe. Now, the other option is BCC email. I do check it regularly, but once a day, right? So it might not be a good, fast way of communication. Okay, now I'm using the web page. This is where we are right now. I'm not using the Blackboard. On the Blackboard, I only posted the Zoom link to our meeting. Christopher, how is your connection now? Okay, yeah, like you can write me into the chat. Astra. Okay. So pay attention to our website. Don't go to the Blackboard. Blackboard is your source if you forgot what's our website and you lost the Zoom link video, right? So that's when you go to the Blackboard. Now, the office hours Zoom link will be different. So for the class meeting, I'm using one Zoom meeting, and for the office hours, I'm using another Zoom meeting. I just don't want them to interfere with each other, so I'm having 2 different ones. So far, my office hours will be on Tuesdays and Thursdays, so this is when we don't meet, right? From 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. But I'm going to do a poll of the times that are convenient for you. And I will go, I'll choose 2 hours during the week when it fits, when it works for majority of the people from 2 sections, okay? So it might change in the future. So the Math Tutoring Lab, all the information about it is available through this link. Feel free to visit it. They're going to post, I think they do it weekly, but now maybe they will post it for the entire semester when they are available. And usually it's generous times, but it's quite different when you have a video conference, right? Like usually the tutor can concentrate only like on one person, and it's hard for them to do break rooms and other things. So I don't know if they do it, okay? So cell phones, don't forget to put them on vibrate or silent. So, it's not that harmful, right? As it was in the classroom because everybody is muted. But, just keep in mind that try to be with me as much as you can. Because once again, when somebody explains you things, it works much better when you are trying to figure it out on your own. Okay, at least as a start, right? So Zoom meetings, don't forget to mute yourself upon entry. Feel free to unmute when you have a question at any moment. I'm not asking you once again to turn on your video, but I will ask it for the tests, not the quizzes, the tests, Okay, so I will try to record each and every of our Zoom meetings. I will do my best and then put it on the YouTube. It's just, I will not be cutting them, right? So it will be like those 2 hours, right, long. So then sometimes it's hard to watch through them. I'll try to see if I can do captions, and then you can look for by the captions. But don't forget, in YouTube, you can speed up the play. So you can do it 1.25, 1.5, because, if you think that I'm speaking or going over something too slow, but you don't want to miss a moment, you increase the speed of play and then you decrease it back, okay? So keep it in mind. Now, grade distribution. So we talked about the homework. Admit Christopher is still trying, right? So about the grade distribution, we talked about the homeworks. I will be signing them. I didn't talk about the details, but the homeworks are 15% of your final grade. And I did show you the participation activities at Zybox. Later on, you will also see the challenge one. They are all activities at the Zybox. They will give you 15% to your final grade. Now, we will be having quizzes at Kahoot. I'll show it to you today. So they will make up also 15% of your final grade. Quizzes will not be long, 10 minutes, and inside we will have 3-4 questions. They are pretty fast, and to me, it makes sure that you are following along, that you are not set behind. Okay. Now, we'll have 4 tests. At the end, I'll drop 1 lowest grade. So 1 lowest grade, I'll be averaging only 3, and they will give you 25% of your final grade. And finally, the final exam. About the final exam, I don't know yet what form will it have. Like, it definitely will be on computers or online. Whether we will come, in person or what, I don't know yet. So that we'll have to adjust to at the, closer to the end of the semester, we will know for sure. But all the tests definitely will be online, and they will be at the same place where the homeworks are, right? So the same location. Okay, now, Zybox we talked about, right? Let's talk about the quizzes at Kahoot. So Kahoot is an app. I'm going to open a link, Google Play, Apple Play. I'll just go to their website. But depending on what phone you have, right? If you have Android phone, go to Google Play. If you have Apple phone, then go to the Apple Play. It's a free app, and it's an app which became really popular during the pandemic. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open it up on my screen. It will take some time for your screen to change, but don't worry, I will wait for you. So Kahoot, if you can see it right now, has this kind of purplish emblem, right? Kahoot. Like this. Like this. So this is the emblem of the Kahoot. And I have an account there, free account. I'll let me log in. And I'll show you one of the quizzes that I did before. It was for my math theory class, so don't be scared. No, maybe later. Yeah, I'll upgrade maybe later. So it was for my math theory class. And well, let's see like the quiz graphs of sine and cosine, right? So when we will be playing it, what you will be seeing is the pin code, classic, that you will use to join me. Now, you see this pin right now, and I will wait off a little bit for your screen to update. But for those who already can see it, you can see this game pin over here. And now I need the video of myself. I want to see myself showing it. Where am I? Here am I. I'm going to run. So you see this icon over here, Kahoot, K, right? K. I don't know. I wonder if your screen is mirrored or not. So this K, this is the app that I installed. So I'm clicking on it. And what
Oh.
it will ask me, some people are already joining. Oh, guys, you're so advanced.
That's me. Kelly is me.
Okay. Yes. So what I'm going to do, yes, so for some of you who never use it, I'm going to enter the pin over here, right? Like over here, enter pin. So it will ask me for the game pin, and this is the one that I'm going to use from here. It's this one. And then it will ask you for the name. So about the name, what I will ask you to do is put your first name and at least an initial, letter initial of your last name, just in case if we have two people with the same first names, right? So let me put the pin in, like 396616, enter. So for the nickname, right, I'm going to put Natalia and then space N, right? N for my last name. Natalia, in. And then you should see me. So you are in, right? So you see me over here, Natalia in, right? So once again, I'm asking you to use your, just first letter of your last name, just to make sure if we have two people with the same first names. I don't know yet because this, the roster updated recently. So I will have to go over it again. And then when everybody's ready, I will be running the Kahoot quiz, right? Yeah, I know that people are still joining. I wonder, did you have the Kahoot app before? Like, did you use it? So funny that you're so fast with it. Okay. So when the Kahoot starts, first of all, you can join at any moment, even if you're late. The pin is usually displayed over here at the bottom. Just wait a little bit. It loads up. Yes. So the question is usually here with maybe some picture over here. Sometimes I put it, sometimes I don't. And the game pin is always at the bottom. So now let me wait a little bit to make sure that everybody can see it. And then I'll repeat the comments again. Meanwhile, this is what I see on my screen. Let me show myself. Where is myself? Okay, here. So I only have the answers, right? Option. I don't have the question itself. With the Kahoot app, we might have issues if you have a very slow internet connection, right? So we'll see how it works. Sometimes what I do is I say, if your internet connection is very slow, then look at the question here and type your answer as a private message to me in a chat, right? Now, why does it happen? When you are sharing the interconnection from your phone, right? So you are on your laptop and you are using your phone as a hotspot. The Kahoot app doesn't work very well because, these two devices cannot use the internet at the same time. So it's one or the other, right? So when that happens, I will be telling you to put the answer for me in the Zoom chat, but make sure that you do it before the time runs out. The quizzes in Kahoot, they are timed, right? They are timed. So for example, it was at 4 minutes, right? And 4 minutes is the maximum in the Kahoot quiz, right? So for example, I don't know, like I'm just picking, right? I don't know, whether it is correct or not, I just picked it, right? And then we will be waiting until all the answers are submitted or until the time runs out, right? Pick any answer, or we can wait till the time runs out. Now, once again, if you are experiencing internet connections, and you will figure it out within the first, meeting or first quiz, what I will ask you is to put your answer, Christopher, into the Zoom chat, but as a private message. Christopher is still experiencing issues with the internet, right? No.
Yeah.
Oh, I have probably two of you because I see echo. It usually means that you have two Zooms open.
Yeah, I muted one.
Okay. Me too. William is also experiencing issues. Okay. So at the end of the class or during the class, no, at the end of the class, I hope I won't forget it. I'll ask everybody who had issues with the internet connection to chat me, right? Send me a message to the chat, but at the end of the class so that I will have the summary for you. Good. Okay.
Send the chat through Zoom.
Again, the
You
chat is
want
on.
you want us to send the chat through Zoom? If
Yeah,
we had
so tell
internet
me whether, yeah. So once again, if you are having issues with the internet connection during the Kahoot quiz, send me the answer for the chat in the Zoom as a private message. Don't share it with the others, okay?
Okay.
And then, oh, another caution, another warning about the Kahoot quiz. You can pick your answer only once. There is no way to change your answer. So take your time, don't rush. Kahoot is very competitive. So at the end, you will see that there will be person who did better somehow. You see over here, it shows me who, how many people like answered it correctly, how many people, which answer did they pick, and so forth, right? And then, you know, what matters for me is that you did it correctly, not whether you picked it, you know, the fastest, right? Because if you pick the answer faster, then it gives you more points. But it's not about this. What I need the Kahoot for is it's a real-time testing tool.
Oh shit, I got it right.
Jack was.
Sorry.
Okay, it set time up. Yeah, exactly. I'm not seeing that. Yeah, me too. Okay. Lane, look me out. Yeah. So sometimes, what the Kahoot does, my answer was incorrect. What the Kahoot does is that it logs you out. You can log in back. Sometimes it won't allow you to use the same name. So just put 2 letters of your last name, right? Like, you know, first name and the 2 letters of the last name, or put your answer into the chat right away, right? And then, you know, deal with the rest. So what I need to get from you is the answers, right? We will figure it out what works best for you, and we will try to use it, you know, in the meetings. But always keep in mind, right, sometimes that because of the internet connection issues, and usually when the weather is bad, it's worse. So I bet that many of you are experiencing issues because of the snow. So as soon as it settles down, everything will be okay, right? Now, so this is what I want to show you. So the next thing is the scoreboard. And the person who pressed the right answer first, right? Andrea was the fastest, right? Got the highest score. But once again, what I'm interested in is whether you answered it right or wrong, because I will see the results, you know, in the next one. Okay. You know, we won't do this one. How can I think I can end it. I can skip it, and I can next, and I can do next. Oh, and quiz. I should have ended the quiz. Because I usually didn't skip the questions. So that's why I'm not used to skip and next. And I think we will end the quiz. Yes. So usually at the end, it shows who scored the highest and who didn't. Sorry. Okay. It has a music which I usually turn off, but it's, you know, it's a little bit funny. So, you know, I find Kahoot quizzes funny, but when they work, right? So when they don't work, it's really frustrating. So I can't find where you enter the game pin on Kahoot. William, okay, so let me show it to you here. So when I ran the app, let me run it again. And I want to see myself so that you could see. Okay, so when I ran the app, I pressed on the Kahoot, right? It will have this pin pad now there at the bottom. So this is where you will be entering the pin, right? So this is where the game pin will be entered, and then your nickname will be asked for. Yes, it shows 4 colors. It means that it's only for the answers. So it doesn't show the question. Hariyama, okay, yes. After the class. Yes, so after the class, we can have some time for the, you know, any questions to be asked. Okay, so done with the Kahoot quizzes. Now we will have it in every class meeting, because once again, the plan of the class is that you study some material at home, then you practice with me at home, right? But you practice with me. Then we have a Kahoot quiz, and then we continue practicing, right? So the Kahoot quiz for me will be testing only the basic things. I just want to make sure that everybody knows some, basics. It will not be complicated questions. They will be pretty similar, right? But they will make sure for me that you are following along, okay? So that's about the Kahoot quiz. Now I'm going back. Well, yes, the pin will be different every time. Yes, okay, everyone, yes. Okay. I'm again minimizing the window, and then let's go back. Now, the quizzes, there are no makeups for the quizzes, right? So if you miss it, then, that's it, you're not getting any points. Every question usually is 1 point in the Kahoot quiz. But, however, at the end of the semester, I will be dropping some of the quizzes. So they will encounter those cases where you were sick, you couldn't come, you had family emergency, you couldn't come, you were not feeling well as the sick, but you had like an appointment or something, you couldn't come. So those quizzes that I will drop will be encountering for the cases when you had an excused absence, right? They will be dropped for everybody. So, for example, the point wise, right? What I did last time is I did it a better way in terms for the students. I didn't drop the quizzes points. I dropped some of the points, right? So for example, if in one quiz you got only 1 point out of 3, and in the other quiz you got 4 points out of 5, like all those points are added, right? And the average is counted on not all the total possible points that you could get, but on a little smaller amount, like let's say 70% of them, right? So it will encounter for the some quizzes being dropped, like for example, 4 quizzes being dropped or 5 quizzes being dropped. This will be exactly 70% like of the, of the points, right? But you're not losing any points from the quizzes where you performed poorly, right? Like for example. So I will show you the calculations later on when the time comes. So everything will be pretty clear for you how it is working out, okay? Okay, now let's go to the homeworks. Homeworks, say it again. Christopher, yes.
Are we having a quiz like every Wednesday?
No, we are having it every day, Monday and Wednesday, every meeting. But not today, and not during the tests, right? So, okay. Now, the homework assignments will be on an online platform. It's called Web Work. I did create the accounts for all the students I had at some point. It might be the case if you joined later that you're not there, but today I will be adding everybody up to make sure that you are there. So I'll, in a few minutes, I will go to the Web Work screen to show you how you log in. But there are instructions on how do you log into the Web Work system. And on our website, you will see the link to the Web Work in the homework assignment, and I believe on our homepage. So when we go back to it, I'll show you how to do it. Every class, you will be assigned a homework, and usually it will be due in a week, right? So for example, if I signed it today, then it will be due next Monday at 11:59 p.m., right? So till the midnight. Make sure that you work on it before, right? So do not start working on it next Monday. Start working on it today after class or tomorrow, right? So take your time to work it all, because if you start working on it on the day of the due date, sometimes there are so many questions you cannot finish them. And keep in mind, sometimes you submit an answer at 11:59 p.m. and it's not accepted because it's saying that the due date passed. That's because the server time and your time might be 1 or 2 minutes different, right? So maybe on server, it's already 12 a.m., right? But on your machine, it's 11:59. So always take this into consideration. Do not do it at the very last minute, okay? Same thing with the homework. They are graded, but at the end, some of them will be dropped. And once again, not by the homeworks, but by the points, right? I do find that it works much better in your favor. It produces better grade, but you will see it for yourself when we will be working on it. Now, for the instructions to log in, you will see them at the end here. Now, here. You can see the instructions over here because that's not a BCC login. So it's kind of, it's hosted at BCC server, but it's disconnected from the BCC system. So the login name there that we're using is the one that we create ourselves, right? Or our CLT, our technician, right, helped us to do it. So what you will be entering there is your first name and last name, with no spaces, with no commas, no apostrophes, everything taken out. The only thing that might stay is if you have a hyphen, right, in your maybe last name, maybe first name, depends on what, how you have it, right? So, for example, for Jane Smith, it will be Jane Smith, no spaces, all lowercase letters. The password will be the same for you. So when you log in the first time, the login name and the password will be the same. Change it, change the password after you logged in, and also put in your email. So two important things to do after you log in: change your password and memorize it, not memorize it, but save it, right? Because your browser can save it for you. So change your password and put your email address. The password, it's not good to just keep it as it was, right? But the email is for communication with me. When you will be having an issue with a question, you will hit the button, email instructor. You can hit the button, it's up to you. And if you don't have your email put into the system, your email will not reach me. It doesn't work, right? So your email must be in the system, and it's up to you which one, BCC email or your personal email and other, mail server. Okay, so for example, for Megan Weber Smith, right? She has a hyphen in her last name. So the hyphen stayed, but same thing. All lowercase letters, no spaces, right? So let me go to the web work. Before I go, actually, let me show you the link to the web work. Reading. Participation homeworks. Okay, so over here you could see that I don't have the link to the web work, but I will have it for the homework assignments. But here you have all the instructions, right, on how to log in. So now let me wait a moment and I'll show you where I go to get the link to the web work. I just want to make sure that everybody's screen is updated, right? Okay, so when you just go to our web page, you are on the notes, not the notes page, like index page, home page, but we need the notes. In the notices page, I will be posting all the information that we had in our class. For example, I announced the test, or I have some slides to offer you, or some extra information. But basically, and what will definitely be there, is what topics we covered, any extra resources I recommend, and the homework assignment, right? So here, this is our first class meeting today. It's February 1st, right? I'm giving you the homework assignment 01. It's due Monday, February 8th, 11:59 p.m. And I'm saying at web work. So here you have a link to the web work, right? And some notes that I already mentioned to you, right? And some of them I will show you. So these two I will show you how to use. Okay, so let me click on the link. I'm going to click on the link and it will open it in a new window, right? I'll wait a little bit to make sure that everybody sees the screen. Now my login is different from you because I'm an instructor and my account was created long time ago, back into the time when we used to have a dot between our first name and last name. Now you don't have any dots, but I still have it, right? But take a look at my account number, well, account name. It's all the lowercase letters, right? So, and no dot there. I'm going inside, and this is the homework assignment that I see immediately, right? And I'll wait a little bit to make sure that you can see it. Now, in my screen, you'll see a lot of stuff on the left, a lot of links. You'll have much fewer things, and it will be much more clearer. Once again, that's because I have instructor tools here, right? I'm just trying to minimize them. Oh, it's not minimizing. So on your left, you will have homework sets, user settings, and grades. The three items if my memory doesn't fail me. And I know that your homework sets will look much better than mine. It's kind of like for me, it's like the old way it looks, but in yours, it will be much more cuter. Okay, so this is the homework I'm talking about, right? This is the first homework that I'm assigning today. The homework number 2, I'll assign on Wednesday, right? But you can already see it. Now, it always tells you when it will close, right? So it's open and it closes on February 8th. So if I click on it and just, try to play around, fool around with all these things. How can you go from one to the other? Having difficulty to MAA. Okay, now, like admin asked a question and I don't know, you're probably using the wrong link, MAA. So do not Google for the web work, right? Don't Google for it. Use the link from our website. If you Google from the web work, you will be in the wrong class. And I'll give you some hints. Take a look at this web work. First of all, it's hosted at BCC, right? The link is on our website here in the notices section, right? And I'm doing, once again, I'm doing everything slow to make sure that you see the screen updated, right? So the link to the web work is on the notices page. The first homework assignment has this link in green, right? That's the link to the web work. Now, in order to make things simple, let me give you this link to the chat. Why don't we do that, right? So this is the link to the web work. It will bring you to the homework sets, like you will see all of them. Oi, you know what? I didn't send it to everyone. I only sent it to admin. Okay, now I sent the link to everybody, right? Now, every homework will have different number of questions. 6 questions, 10 questions, 5 questions, 15 questions, 20 questions. It's a different number of questions, and it usually depends on what practice do we need. Yes, admin, exactly. There are instructions on how to log in. Yes. Okay. So, once again, you can try to log in right now and see if it works. If not, you can reread the instructions and log in after the class just to make sure that you can. And if you cannot, you'll send me an email.
Quick
Okay?
question.
Yeah.
Would the link be in like on Blackboard?
No, nothing is posted on the Blackboard. We have our web page, right? It will be there. The Blackboard will only have the link to our class meeting via Zoom.
And the web page was
The web page, yes, the web page is. Do you want me to resend it to everybody?
Yes, please.
Yeah, I can resend it to everybody again.
Thank you.
Okay, so this is our web page, right? So yeah, homeworks will be on the web work. Tests will be on the web work. Final exam, if it will be online, if it will be, you'll be taking it at home, then it will be also on the web work. Yes. So we will be using the system for, all our testing purposes other than the Kahoot, right? Let me see the questions. I'm in William. Excellent. Okay, now let me click on a problem, right? So I'm in this question number 1, and here you are choosing between the answers. That's good. That's okay. But some of the questions, and I will go from one problem to the other. Okay, here, for example, there are some questions when you will be entering items, right? For example, here, I could enter 6x plus 7. You know, I'm not sure that it's the correct answer, right? But I'm just entering something. And I'll wait, and still not working for me. Karima, just make sure that you're using the correct login. If not, I will need to check if you are in the users. Because once again, if I use the roster and you are not there, then I didn't create an account for you, right? So I'll be creating all the new accounts after the class, you know, after the 3 p.m. because I have another class at 12, right, from 12 to 3. So I'll be creating it after it, and I'll make sure that you can access it, okay? So, yeah, I cannot do it here. Okay. Okay, so check this out right now. So I can preview my answers. If you hit enter, it will be just previewing the answers. So it kind of showed you what you entered and how the machine understood it. But if you want to check it, you need to hit the button check, right? And it will tell you whether the numbers are correct and incorrect. Now, you can resubmit the answer. You can keep entering numbers and resubmitting it. There is no penalty for it, just the count of how many times I attempted this problem, right? So it doesn't count it for me, but it will count it for you, right? Submit answers, right? Yeah, you see, like when I submit it, it kind of tells me that I submitted it and so forth, right? So usually for all homework assignments, your number of attempts will be unlimited. And you can always see it over here. Homework sets. Here, you see the remaining number of attempts, unlimited, 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 right? So you will see how many times can you submit the answer. You can see how many points is it worth. Another thing that I wanted to show you, especially when we will go to fractions or to the powers, is now we have this math wheel. Look at the right over here, right? It's called math wheel. Let me type it in. Math wheel, right? It's this new feature in the web work, which allows us to put in the formulas, like, you know, this way, right? I can put this and then hit the exponent and do it like this, right? Or use the square root, just use the square root, the nth root, the absolute value, and then the fraction, right? So we can use this wheel to help us entering the answers, which is, you know, much better, right? So always, you know, look out for this one if you need to use it. It should be popping up. In case if you used the web work before and you actually know how to enter things, for example, if I have an exponent x squared, I will say x carré 2, right? So I pressed the shift with the carré. It's the symbol above the number 6, right? So if I do that, it will be working with me using the keyboard, not using this. And in case if you want to use it on our web page, I'm giving you the link to this cheat sheet over here. Webwork cheat sheet for students if you don't want to use that math quiz. So it's over here. Okay, I'll wait a little bit to make sure that everybody can see the screen. Oh, I was sitting for too long. Okay, let me try to stand up.
You said that's the link for the cheat sheet, right?
Say it again.
The link for the cheat sheet, right?
Yeah, over here. And once again, it's not mandatory for you to use. If you are satisfied with the math wheel, you know, go ahead and use it. Let me make sure that you can still see my face. Yeah. Okay, so you can, you know, go ahead and use it. But if you want to play, you know, with the keyboard, you can use this cheat sheet. It's a PDF file. You can open it. You can print it. You know, it's available. Now, what I wanted to show you is if you are stuck, if it doesn't work out, if you need a hint on how to proceed, you can always email me. And you would hit this button, email instructor. Especially for this button, you have to have your email on file in the system. Okay, so when I will hit this button, email instructor, here I'll be putting, stuff, right? But you see, I already have my email in the system. Okay, so my email is in the system. Now, in order to make sure that your email is there, and in the first place, your email is not there, go to user settings, and that's where you will put your email address. So you will have this field empty, right? And here you will put your email address, and the password you could change over here. Just don't forget that you have to enter the current password and then the new one twice, right? So that's how you could change your password and put in the email. Once again, your accounts don't have emails in them, right? So you will have to add your email over here. So once again, you should be seeing only 3 things: homeworks, user settings, grades, right? None of this, because these are instructor tools. And maybe report bugs, right? That usually goes to the administrator of the web work, to our IT. Now in the grades, you will be able to see how you are performing, right? And it will be the score in terms of the points. How many points did you get out of 6 or out of 13? And then here it will be percent-wise. Okay. And let me pull the annotation tool and clear, everything that I drew so far. So this is our last, right, system that we are going to use. So 3 things: Zybooks, Kahoot, the app, and the web work, right? You kind of have to make sure that you have access to all 3, and our web page, right? But the information about the web page is posted on our Blackboard. If it's not, I'll check today. I'll make sure that it is there. And also in the Blackboard, I will put up the link for the office hour. So once again, 2 different links. One will be for our class meeting and one will be for the office hours. Okay, they will be separate. Okay. If I need to send you some emergency emails, right, then I will be posting them both at the Blackboard and through the CUNY first. I'll be using 2 systems to make sure that, it reaches you, because you might have different emails in one or the other, right? Now, let me go back to our web page and I'll go to the home page, right? Because I want to make sure that I covered everything. Attendance, we didn't discuss yet. Grading, we did discuss. Kahoot, we did discuss. Homeworks, we did discuss. Tests. Tests, right? Tests we discussed in terms of that we will have 4 of them. 1 will be dropped. Before each test, we'll have a review. But the way I'm planning to do it is our tests will be 1 hour long. I don't want to spend a lot of time on it because you have your quizzes, your homeworks, you have your Zybooks activities, so I'm kind of more or less sure with those ones that you are here. But I need to have some like more strict assessments as well, right? So the Kahoots are strict assessments, right? And the tests. So while I do want to test you, I don't want to stress it out. So there will be 1 hour. And before that, we'll be practicing. So my, take on it is that during our meeting, we will practice first, then we'll have, a break, 10, 30 minutes, depends on how will it go. And then we'll take the test. Okay. So, trying to keep it shorter, as possible. So final exam usually was 25 questions. You would usually go to the testing office at BCC and take it. This year, I don't know how will it be. Last semester, it was fully online. Everybody was taking it home. But, maybe this year we'll do the same. So closer to the end of the semester, we will know, and I'll keep you updated on that. Okay. So About the attendance, I'm strict about the attendance. I want you to be here. So, where is my attendance policy? Here. Don't be late to our training session. So our training session will begin at 10 a.m., right? So if you're 30 minutes late, come on, right? You know, like I know that things happen, but it means that something serious has happened, right? So if it's serious and if you have an explanation for that and it's a reasonable excuse, right? Then you will be excused. You're good, right? But if you know, more than 30 minutes late, you will be considered late, right? Now, if you miss a class, once again, if it's excused absence, you know, let me know, keep me in the loop. You know, keep me in the loop even if it's unexcused one, but keep in mind that if you miss 6 or more classes of unexcused absences, you will get an automatic grade of F, right? So just to make sure that we are on the same page. Jeremy, so officially our class time is from 9. Now what we are doing is we will be meeting at 10 to begin our training session. So the time before that, I officially allocate, so from 9 to 10, for you to go over the Zybooks material. But you're not limited to only one, you know, hour. You can do it the day before. But yes, our class meetings, when it's not the test, when it's not something special, we'll usually start at 10 and we will be practicing, then having Kahoot quiz, then practicing, and then, you know, being dismissed, right? So we'll try it that way. If it works well, you know, we will continue it. If it doesn't work, and if I feel that you know, I want to cover the material with you, then we will go back to the 9 a.m. meetings when I will be covering the material and we will be practicing and so forth. Okay? Yeah. Okay. So this was my plan about the syllabus, and I will, you know, what I will do is I'll switch us back to my plan, to my plan, the one that okay, over here. Okay, so I went over the syllabus. Now we will discuss the lesson plan, and then we'll proceed, have some break. You know, we do need some break, maybe 5-10 minutes, and then we will cover the 2 sections from the Zybooks. Okay, so the lesson plan. 9 to 10 a.m. you're reading Zybooks, right? You're going over doing participation activities and challenge activities. Challenge. Okay, now at 10 a.m., you know, probably until maybe 11 a.m., right? We practice. Then we'll have our Kahoot quiz, right? So it's approximate, you know, about this, right? Kahoot quiz. And then we continue practicing, right? Maybe having the break somewhere in between 5-10 minutes, you know, to get a sip of water, you know, maybe tea, coffee, whatever you prefer, right? To have some snack. And then we continue practicing. And then at the end, I give the assignment for the next class meeting. So assignment for the next class meeting, right? At Zybooks. And then homework assignment, right? But usually the homework assignment that I give you, it's due in a week, right? So that's the plan for our class meeting. And, you know, we'll see how it works. Once again, my goal here is to put more effort onto practice, because I'm pretty sure that a lot of the topics from here you're maybe familiar with, maybe you forgot, right? But you know, it's just we need a refresher and then dive a little bit deeper. So, you know, to cover what we need to cover in this class. Okay. Let me know if you have any questions. Lainey.
May I go back to the Zybooks and how I'll subscribe it without paying for it right now?
Say it again. I need to raise my volume. Say it again. Sorry.
No, I was trying to subscribe to the Zybooks
Mm-hmm.
because I ain't get my financial aid either.
Mm-hmm.
So how
Right.
do I do that?
Oh, you probably joined later or you didn't hear. So you do subscribe for it for free. They give you 2 free weeks. So even if you don't pay for it, they give you like trial or something. So it will help you to wait for the financial aid that you are eligible for. But you do subscribe, so you don't pay.
Yeah, I'm
But
trying to see how to subscribe it without paying.
while not paying, there should be something like, it's just because I cannot do it on my side, but there should be something that tells you, that allows you not to pay at the moment, but to set it aside. Are you
Okay.
trying to do it through the BCC textbook?
No,
From Zybooks
yeah.
itself? Yeah, there should be something like a trial or something button.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's like a trial or something. They should give it to you.
Okay.
Mhm.
I'm
Okay.
looking around.
Yeah, look it up. Okay, so now once again, it is extremely important for you to sign up for the book because you need to do the participation activities and you need to do the sections, right? So if you didn't find it in any way, then send me the following information: your email, your name, and your section, and I'll forward this information to the support. But make sure that you created your account first. So first you create account at the Zybooks, and then you send me these 3 pieces of information: your email, your name, and your section number. So I forward this information to the Zybooks, and they subscribe you immediately for like this short period of time for 2 weeks. Okay. Participants, everybody's in. Okay. So we did visit the web work and we did see how the math quill and the mail instructor works, right? So by assigning the homework, and this ones will be at the end of the class. So we kind of have few activities to do. So we would like to cover the sections from the Zybooks. We will do it together today. I'm using the Zybooks to show you everything there. And so that, when you are working on it on your own, you already know the whereabouts about the Zybooks. Okay, so I'm going to stop the recording